Hey guys, welcome again to yet another 911 Mythbusters. Now, this one is a surprising one to me, but one of the most asked questions or myths about 911, apparently, is that the fire department always arrives before the police and ambulance. That's going to be possible, but I'm going to call this one, for my purposes, busted. So, if it is a medical call, sometimes the fire department will be paged out, or also for wrecks, they're paged out. And of course, for fires, they are. If it's a wreck or a medical, sometimes fire department is the first ones there, depending on their location when they get dispatched, and if it's closer to their stationed area. So the fire department definitely can arrive first. However, if it is a large scene or if it's a possibly dangerous scene, the order of emergency services always goes guns, hoses, stethoscopes. That's how I learned it going through EMT and paramedic school. Is just that's the natural order of operations. Guns, of course, to the police officers to secure your scene. If it's chaotic and everything, they can usually try and get people a little bit under control. Hoses would be the next step. So that's your firefighters. If it's a scene where it requires all three agencies, firefighters will be the next in line to try and control the fire and things of that nature. Then it's stethoscopes. Let's say it is a large fire scene and there's a bunch of people. Of course, we've already had the police officers secure the scene. The firefighters are working on the fire, and the third would be stethoscopes. Anyone that may have been injured in the fire or the smoke would definitely be seen by emergency medical providers, anyone on the ambulance. So, no, fire is not always the first to be there, but it always depends on the call. If it's a fire call with no possible threats on scene, then yes, the fire department will be the first to arrive and take care of most of the scene themselves. Um, but that's the thing about 911 is it's always dynamic. You don't know what could be happening. If it's an arson, of course, you don't want the arsonist there messing with firefighters while they're trying to put the fire out. So, of course, you would call police officers to try and help secure that scene and be able to catch whoever set fire to whatever it is. And as far as medicals, it's going to be primarily a medical call, but firefighters do sometimes help out if it was something involving a wreck or something involving a wreck or a fire, or sometimes if medical just needs help. A lot of ambulance services nowadays in your metro areas are going to be included with the fire service and, fire and rescue. In rural areas, a lot of times it's either going to be a private ambulance or even some smaller towns, which would include mine, I suppose. The ambulance is ran out of the hospital. The local hospital is kind of where the ambulance originates and where they're dispatched from and where they would be stationed at. So everything across the United States is so dynamic and ever changing with any department or jurisdiction you go to. So for my purposes, that one's going to be busted. Fire department's not always going to be the first ones to show up. I hope you enjoy this content and learning a few things about 911 and emergency services. And as always, if you have to dial 911 between here and the next time, don't forget to dial up those details.